Yo, what's doing, guys? Back on with a fresh final review. Today we're going to be looking at the X-Plus Toho 30cm Series Ebirah from Ebirah Horror of the Deep. Alright, some facts about the figure. Figure came out February 2019. Okay, if you went standard, which we're looking at the standard right here at the moment, you probably paid about $160 before shipping, which probably brought you total close to around maybe like almost $200, because a 30cm figure coming from Japan, EMS is maybe about $30 give or take, depending on where you order from, but that's kind of the average. If you went Rick with the water base, that was probably, I think, $220 plus shipping. Okay. Let's look at the box real quick. Here's the box. I'm not going to bother opening it up because we already know that the plastic crap is in the inside. Okay, kind of bland box, not a traditional 30cm box that we're accustomed to. It's just kind of got the silhouette on there, and that's it. Brown cardboard, kind of boring. Would have been cool if there was like a blue background, like representing water, and the figure in color would pop against that background. Pretty cool box cover. Yeah. Could have, would have, should have, but we didn't. Anyway, I'm going to cut up the box anyways, and that's the box, blah, 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 blah. Okay? All right, so the figure itself, standard, doesn't come with a base or anything. You get it out of the box, you're going to have to, actually, you don't, did I need to put the tail on? I don't even think I need to put the tail on. I don't remember. I should have probably looked at the plastic crap that was on the inside, but I'm pretty certain that the tail comes attached, and you don't have to worry about getting any squishy soft action. If you had to put the tail on, you just get your hair dryer and blow up Ebirah's ass right there and plop the tail in. Now, I will admit, because I do have the Rick, this is one of the more difficult tails to put on and off. But we'll talk about that when we're going over the Rick, okay? I got the 25cm up here for comparison purposes. The 30, obviously bigger scale, 25, smaller scale. Originally, I was a little hesitant about getting this because when I saw the first pictures of the figure, I was like, it doesn't look really that much different from the 25cm, but knowing that it's a 30cm figure, it's going to probably pack a little bit more detail to it. So I bought it, I went ahead and got this because I think this is the only Ebirah figure I had in my collection until we got this one here. So underrepresented kaiju in my collection, and probably many other collections out there. When this was announced, a lot of collectors that, X-Plus collectors, kind of got really, really excited because the 25cm one, a lot of people were hoping, maybe we'll get a reissue, maybe we'll get a 30, because this has only been reissued once. Back in 2013, it came with the 25cm Godzilla 66 and a little Mothra and the giant Condor. But we haven't seen this figure really re-released in, like 6 years, okay? Because the original 25 came out, I think, probably 2011, maybe, give or take. I don't remember. So when this was announced, a lot of excitement. Everybody was pumped up. When I got mine, I opened the box, and I was like a little upset because the arm came off. No, I didn't break it. It's actually pretty cool. This appendage, his arms or whatever we call his claws, arms. It's just actually a plastic nub there. And the inlet where you put that in, it's just it's plastic housing, so it goes on and off with ease. Because when I was looking at it, I was like, oh great, I got a broken arm, but I realized it just goes on and off. This one does the same thing, piece of cake, okay? So when I got him out of the box, I really started absorbing the figure. It was like, wow, it does really pop. It's got a nice brick red paint job to it, over, compared to the kind of dullish red of the 25cm. Details crisp. Everything about the figure looks great, and I really can't complain. Big size difference between the two of them. If we can compare it like that, you can clearly see that the tail is much longer. I will admit that the body and the head, they don't feel as, much bigger compared to how the tails feel much bigger, but it doesn't, it's a 30cm, and it looks nice. Okay? So, for those with the standard, one thing I didn't really like about this, and I'm glad I went Rick, is that depending on how you have this arm set, it's going to be resting on your shelf, and it kind of, obviously, if you could see, it warps it. So you might want to have to kick the arm up that way so it's not, his pincer is not bending like that. For those with the Rick, you're not going to have that problem because he's going to be arched up, in a different pose, which I'll show you momentarily. Okay? As far as the 30cm figure goes, again, detail is really, really good. Excuse me. And I have no complaints about that. Detail's good, eyes look good, head, all that good stuff. Those look really, really nice compared to these. Again, if you were going to get an Ebirah figure, this is the one to get, okay? Unless you're a completionist with the 25cm line, you still got to hunt this sucker down. All right, so we're going to transition over to the Rick. So a couple things about the Rick as I start switching this out is the base. It's a water base, and I'm going to pull it up shortly. And you're going to need to get a hairdryer, take the tail off, and these legs come off because you can't have them on. So these just come off really easy like that. Would have been funny if they didn't come off. I'm like, come on. Almost like Legos. You get them off, and he's got no legs, and these, really, it's a piece of cake. You're going to get your hairdryer, and you're going to take the tail off. Okay, so I just came back from heating this up. You're just going to hold it from there like that. You're going to pull that off. Again, if you got it nice, squishy, soft, you shouldn't have a problem. Tail comes off. A little interesting fact about this tail, the flange itself is grooved, so that way when you put it back in, for those, if you wanted to have a standard pose, it's got to marry itself around the where the legs, the leg molds that hold the legs in, okay? So basically, the idea here, here's the water base. It looks really, really cool. Looks way better in person, and it made me really, really glad I went Rick with this because it definitely helps emphasize the figure. It's basically going to go on like that, but we got to put the extra legs in. So extra legs? No, more like little extra nubs. Now, on these legs, as I'm yapping, putting these on, it's very light. It's hard to see. They actually they're marked, and it says, one says L1, the other one, what does it say? I looked at it last time when I did the, oh no, I need the nubs. This one says R1, so almost like your video game controllers, okay? So they just snap in like that, and you're good to go. R2, piece of cake, okay? Building X-Plus figures, who would have thought? Actually, you might have to probably better to put the little ones in first, that way you don't have to work your way around them. So, you got them like that, okay? You're just going to take your base, move those later, save them, boil them, have a snack, whatever you want to do with them. Basically, you're just going to marry the two together. Voila. And there is your Rick. Okay? It looks really awesome. Much better than the rock that I've been using for the 25cm, but this works. But this really looks cool. This is how I'm going to display mine. Again, if you went Rick, you don't have to worry about the pincer getting bent from laying on the shelf, even because with this one, if I had it, it's gonna rest on the shelf. So again, that's why I like the rock base. So good job, X-Plus, for giving us a base. Obviously, a water base was really the only way to go. A rock would have just been weird. So not for nothing, the Kaiju Ebirah only was seen in the water, never left the water, and bada bing, bada boom. And that's your Rick feature. Definitely worth the money. You know what? I'm thinking about it because I was just going to say it's better than a light up, but I think, some of you collectors out there that are pretty good at engineering light up stuff, this would probably look really, really cool lit up with some lights. Not an overabundance, just enough, because it's translucent blue. There's some, white caps. That's what I'm trying to think. Sorry, white caps here with the paint job, so it's not completely translucent, but it will have a nice sense of depth if it's lit up, okay? And that is your Rick feature. Very cool. I dig it. Now we need a 30cm Godzilla 66. Sorry, people. All right. So that's it. That's my review. Definitely certified fresh, and it's all sold out. Sorry, you really can't get one unless... Actually, I don't even know if anybody has any available still, let alone the Rick. So your best bet's probably check on... actually, I know there's some available in Japan. You have to ask Mike Johnson. Definitely ask Mike Johnson if you want to pick up the Rick. Or check with Flossie's Gifts. He might have some. I know I had just looked at the website. I think he's going for $253 before shipping on Flossie's, if it's still available. I don't know if it's still available or not. Anyway, I'm done rambling. Thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you on my next Fresh Vinyl review. And remember, people, buy vinyl, fresh vinyl. Bam.